come in, come in. Don't just stand there by the door, have a seat. The view from this office is quite something, isn't it? When I was your age, just starting out, my first office was a dusty corner in a shared stockist's room, piled high with medicine boxes. I had a scooter, a bag full of samples, and a heart full of dreams. That was the game back then. It was simpler. You met a doctor, you talked about the product, you built a relationship, and you hoped for the best. It was a good system for its time, built on trust and persistence, and it served us well for many, many years. We were the foot soldiers of healthcare, bringing life-saving information to every corner of the country. But my dear friend, the world you are stepping into is a completely different universe. It is faster, smarter, and infinitely more complex. The old playbook, the one I learned by heart, is now a historical document. Reading it is good for understanding our roots, but relying on it to win today would be like trying to navigate a superhighway with a horse-drawn cart. It's just not going to work. The very definition of what we do, who we are, and how we create value is being rewritten as we speak. This isn't something to be afraid of. On the contrary, it is the most exciting time to be in this profession. You are at the beginning of a revolution. Think of it like this. My generation of medical representatives were like postmen. We delivered a very important message, a standard one from our company to the doctor. We made sure it was delivered with a smile and with respect. Today, you are not a postman. You are expected to be a master communicator, a data scientist, a business strategist, and a trusted scientific advisor all rolled into one. The expectations are higher, yes, but the opportunity to make a real, tangible impact is also 1,000 times greater. You are no longer just carrying a message. You are helping to co-create healthcare solutions. This conversation we are having today is not a formal training session. Think of it as a chat between an old-timer and a young star. I want to share with you what I see coming in the next decade, not as a manager giving instructions, but as a mentor sharing a map of the new world. I want to help you understand the new rules of the game so that you don't just survive, but you thrive. Because your success is not just about you earning a good living. It is about ensuring that the right medicine reaches the right patient at the right time. Our job has always been a noble one, and now it's becoming even more so. Let's begin, shall we? So, where do we start? Let's talk about the big picture. Imagine our industry as a giant ship. For decades, this ship sailed in calm, predictable waters. But now, 3 massive waves are hitting it all at once, changing its course forever. If you don't learn to ride these waves, you will be swept away. It is as simple as that. These are not small ripples, they are fundamental shifts. How we operate, how doctors practice, how patients experience healthcare. Understanding them is the first step to building your career in this new era. Don't worry, I will keep it simple. The first big wave is something called personalized medicine. This is the biggest change of all. The second wave is the explosion of artificial intelligence and data. This is the tool that will help us navigate the new waters. And the third wave is the rise of the empowered patient. The patient is no longer a passive recipient of care, they are an active participant. These 3 forces are not separate, they are interconnected, like threads in a complex tapestry. Each one influences the other, creating a dynamic and challenging new environment for all of us. Think of a master chef. In the old days, the chef had one famous dish, and everyone who came to the restaurant got that same dish. That was our old model of medicine, one drug for one disease. Now imagine a new kind of restaurant. The chef first talks to each guest, their health needs, their allergies, their taste preferences, and then creates a unique dish just for them. That is personalized medicine. The chef uses a super smart computer to track all the ingredients and customer feedback. That is AI. And the guest now comes with their own research, asking intelligent questions about the ingredients. That is the empowered patient. This is the new world you've joined. It's a world where a general approach is no longer good enough. Doctors don't have time for generic sales pitches. They need specific, data-backed insights that help them treat their unique patients better. Patients are reading up on their conditions and asking tough questions. And behind all of this is a mountain of data that we can use to make smarter decisions. Your job is to be the person who connects all these dots. You are the bridge between the science, the technology, the human element of medicine. It's a huge responsibility, but also an incredible opportunity. Let's dive a little deeper into the first wave. Personalized medicine. This sounds complicated, but the idea is very simple and beautiful. For 100 years, medicine has largely worked on averages. We would develop a drug for high blood pressure, for example, and it would work for 60% of people. For the other 40%, it might not work as well. It might cause side effects. We accepted this as a limitation. We thought, one disease, one drug. But science has shown us that's not entirely true. Your disease is not exactly the same as my disease, even if they have the same name. Personalized medicine, precision medicine, changes this completely. Thanks to our growing understanding of genetics and biology, we can now understand the small differences between patients. We can look at a person's unique genetic makeup and predict which medicine will work best for them and which ones won't. It's like having a key designed to fit one specific lock, instead of a master key that barely works on many locks. This is not science fiction. It's happening right now in oncology, where treatments are tailored to the specific genetic profile of a patient's tumor. What does this mean for you as a medical representative? Your conversations with doctors have to change dramatically. You can no longer walk in and say, "Doctor, this is our new cancer drug. It's very effective." The doctor will immediately ask, "Effective for whom? For which specific genetic marker? What is the companion diagnostic test required? What is the data for patients with the XYZ mutation?" If you cannot answer these with confidence and precision, the conversation is over. You are no longer selling a product, you are discussing a highly specific scientific solution. Your role shifts from promoter to scientific educator. You need to understand the science behind the medicine at a much deeper level. Be able to explain biomarkers, genetic testing, and patient stratification in simple terms. Your bag will contain fewer glossy brochures, more scientific papers, and data sheets. Doctors will see you as a valuable resource, someone who brings crucial information to make better, more personalized treatment decisions. This is how you build trust and credibility. It's not about persuasion anymore, it's about partnership. Now for the second wave, many people find it a little scary. Artificial intelligence, or AI. When people hear AI, they often think of robots taking over jobs. Forget all that. For us in our profession, AI is not a threat. It is the most powerful tool ever handed to us. It is like getting a super smart assistant who can analyze vast amounts of information in seconds, helping you be more effective and efficient than ever before. If you learn to use it wisely, AI will become your best friend in the field. It will do the heavy lifting so you can focus on what humans do best, building relationships, understanding needs. So, how does it work in practice? Let's say you have to cover a territory with 200 doctors. In the old days, you would try to visit all of them using your gut feeling to decide who to prioritize. Now, AI can help you. An AI system can analyze data from many sources: the doctor's specialty, their past prescribing habits, local disease prevalence data, what they are discussing in online medical forums. Based on this analysis, the AI can tell you, focus on these 20 doctors this month. They are treating the most relevant patients for your new drug. They have shown interest in this kind of scientific innovation. This is not replacing you, it is making you smarter. Furthermore, AI will help you personalize your communication. Imagine you are about to meet Dr. Sharma. Your AI-powered CRM will give you a complete brief on your screen. It will say something like, "Dr. Sharma recently attended a conference on cardiology. She has downloaded our paper on CardioSafe. Her last patient query was about managing side effects in elderly patients. Here are 3 key points you should discuss with her today." You walk into that meeting perfectly prepared, ready to have a conversation that is 100% relevant to her. No more wasting the doctor's time with information she already knows or doesn't need. This is what we mean by being a digital orchestrator. You are using technology to make every interaction more meaningful. AI can also help you answer a doctor's tough questions on the spot. If a doctor asks for data on a very specific patient subgroup, you can use your device to instantly pull up the relevant clinical trial data. This transforms you from a salesperson into a real-time information provider. The key is to embrace this technology, not fear it. Learn how these tools work. play with them. See them as an extension of your own brain, helping you to serve your customers better, help more patients. The third and final wave brings our work full circle: the rise of the empowered patient. For generations, the doctor-patient relationship was very paternalistic. The doctor was the all-knowing authority. The patient was expected to simply listen and follow instructions without question. That world is gone. Today, thanks to the internet, patients are more informed and involved than ever before. They come to the doctor's clinic armed with information, and sometimes misinformation. Websites, patient forums, social media. They are active participants in their treatment journey. This changes the dynamic for everyone. It changes it for the doctor, who now has to spend more time educating patients and answering questions. And it changes it for us. We can no longer think our only customer is the doctor, the end user of our medicine. The patient now has a voice and influence. Our strategies must consider the patient's perspective. We must provide clear, accurate, easy-to-understand information to doctors and, through the right channels, to patients themselves. This is delicate and ethically complex, but we cannot ignore it. For you, this means understanding the patient's journey. What challenges does a newly diagnosed diabetic patient face? What fears does a cancer patient have starting new therapy? When you understand this, you can help the doctor better. You can provide tools and resources like patient education brochures, reliable patient-facing websites, details about patient support programs that the doctor can share. You help the doctor have a more productive conversation with their empowered patient. You become a partner in improving the overall patient experience. This shift makes our company's reputation and trust more important than ever. In a connected world, a bad patient experience can be shared widely in an instant. A positive story about our drug or support program can create a powerful ripple effect. Our work is no longer just about clinical effectiveness, it's about the ecosystem of care around it. By helping doctors manage informed, engaged patients, you add a profound layer of value to your role. So we've talked about these three big waves: personalized medicine, AI, empowered patient. Now, let's talk about you. Who do you need to become to succeed? The old title medical representative no longer fits. You need to evolve. I see the successful professional of the next decade playing three critical roles: scientific partner, business consultant, digital orchestrator. Let's break those down. It's not being three people, it's three core skill sets. First, scientific partner. Back to personalized medicine. Be the doctor's go-to for deep scientific knowledge, product and disease, not reciting marketing messages. Discuss clinical data, patient profiles, treatment protocols. Commit to science and continuous learning. Read scientific journals, practice communication skills. Trust is built on scientific credibility. Be seen as a peer. Second, business consultant. Doctors run a busy practice, small hospitals, departments. They are small business owners. Challenges, clinic efficiency, patient management, financial viability. Look beyond your product. Ask, how can I make their practice more successful? Share digital scheduling tools. Help set up efficient patient record systems. Helping their business earns deep loyalty. Finally, digital orchestrator. Bring everything together with technology. Be the conductor of information. Use AI tools to know which doctor to meet, what to talk about and when. Use channels, email, webinars, professional online platforms. Stay connected between visits. Deliver the right information to the right doctor through the right channel at the right time. You're a manager of a multi-channel communication strategy. Mastering these three roles is your playbook for the future. This idea of combining different skills brings us to a very useful concept: becoming a T-shaped professional. Imagine the letter T. The vertical bar of the T represents your deep expertise in one area. This is your core knowledge. For you, this is the deep scientific understanding of your therapy area, be it cardiology, diabetes, or oncology. Cardiology, diabetes, oncology. You need to go deep. You must know your products, the competing products, the clinical trial data, and the underlying disease science better than anyone else. This is your foundation. Without this depth, you have no credibility. This is what makes you the scientific partner. But depth alone is not enough in the new world. That's where the horizontal bar of the T comes in. This represents your broad knowledge across many different areas. It's your ability to connect the dots: business acumen, digital skills, data analysis, and communication. Business acumen, digital skills, data analysis, communication. You don't need to be a world expert in all these areas, but you need to know enough to have an intelligent conversation and to see the bigger picture. So, how do you build these T-shaped skills? It requires a conscious effort and a mindset of lifelong learning. For the vertical bar, your deep expertise, you must read voraciously. Read the clinical studies for your drugs. Follow the key opinion leaders in your field. Attend webinars and medical conferences, not just as a company representative, but as a student. Ask your medical department questions. Be curious. Never stop digging deeper into the science. Your goal is to be so knowledgeable that doctors genuinely learn something new from you in every interaction. For the horizontal bar, your broad skills, you need to look outside your immediate role. Take an online course on digital marketing. Learn the basics of how to read a financial report. Talk to colleagues in other departments, in marketing, in market access, in medical affairs. Marketing, market access, medical affairs. Ask them about their work and their challenges. Read business magazines. Follow technology news. By developing this broad base of knowledge, you will be able to understand your doctor's challenges from multiple perspectives and offer more holistic, valuable solutions. This combination of depth and breadth is what will make you an indispensable partner. Theory is good, but a story makes it real. Let me tell you about a young professional whom we'll call Priya. Priya was tasked with launching a new, highly advanced drug for a specific type of heart failure. Let's call it CardioSafe. CardioSafe was not a simple Me Too drug. It was a personalized medicine. It worked brilliantly for a small subset with a genetic marker. For other patients, it was no better than older, cheaper drugs. Classic New World challenge. Priya's territory: senior, old-school cardiologists, younger, tech-savvy doctors in large corporate hospitals. Old playbook: visit every cardiologist, give the same sales pitch, leave samples, hope for the best. That would have been a disaster. Priya did things differently. She built the launch around 3 new roles. First role, scientific partner. She spent a full month studying, read every clinical trial paper, long sessions with the medical team, asking them to explain the mechanism and the genetic marker over and over again until she understood it perfectly. She even read up on the competing drugs. She wasn't just memorizing features and benefits, she was absorbing the science. She prepared herself for the toughest questions. Then she put on her business consultant hat. She didn't just think about selling the drug, she thought about the doctor's practices. Main hurdle: identifying the right patients. The genetic test was new and scarce. She mapped diagnostic labs that could run the test reliably and affordably. She created a simple patient journey guide: identify a potential patient for CardioSafe, counsel them for the genetic test, what the next steps were. She was solving a business problem for the doctor, not just pushing a product. Now came the execution. Priya acted as a masterful digital orchestrator. She used the company's AI-powered CRM system to segment her doctors. The AI helped her identify 2 key groups. Group A: cardiologists at teaching hospitals, published on heart failure. Group B: doctors in busy clinics treating many heart failure patients. She knew she needed a different approach for each group. This was not about gut feeling. It was a data-driven strategy from the very beginning. For Group A, she didn't even try a sales call. She requested a scientific discussion. She went in armed with clinical data. She focused on the science and patient profile. She shared knowledge humbly and positioned herself as a resource. She asked for their expert opinion on where CardioSafe fits the guidelines. By treating them as peers, she earned respect. Those doctors became advocates, speaking at local medical meetings. That gave CardioSafe immense credibility. For Group B, her approach was different. She knew they were short on time. Using her digital tools, she sent a short, pre-approved email a week before her visit. The email linked to a 2-minute video explaining CardioSafe. When she met them, she didn't waste time on the basics. She focused on the practical aspects. She used her business consultant guide. She explained how to identify the right patients. She explained how to get the test done. She showed how targeted therapy improves patient outcomes. She showed how it builds the clinic's reputation for advanced care. She made it simple and valuable for them. The results were phenomenal. Priya didn't just meet her targets, she exceeded them by a huge margin. More importantly, she did it the right way. She built a foundation of trust and scientific credibility. Doctors started calling her for advice on complex cases. She organized a webinar with a top Group A doctor sharing experience with Group B that created a powerful network of knowledge. She proved the new model works. She succeeded not by being the best salesperson, but by being the most valuable partner to her doctors. All orchestrated beautifully through a mix of human connection and digital precision. So we come to the end of our little chat. Look at the sun setting over the city. A day ends and a new one begins. It's the same with careers. My generation's time in the sun is setting and yours is just beginning to rise. I hope this conversation has not overwhelmed you. Instead, I hope it has filled you with excitement. Yes, the job is more demanding than ever before, but it is also more meaningful, more intellectual, and more impactful than it has ever been. You are not just a cog in a machine, you are a vital link in modern healthcare. Remember Priya. She had no superpower, desire to learn, courage to adapt, strong ethical compass, always do right for patient and doctor. Technology will change, science will evolve, market dynamics will shift, but continuous learning and integrity are timeless. They mattered then, and they'll matter more in your time. Your journey is a marathon, not a sprint. You'll have frustrating days. Some doctors won't give you time. Some targets will seem impossible. Pause. Remember why you chose this. We're in the business of life. Our products can reduce suffering, extend life, bring hope to families. Every ethical interaction that gets the right patient the right therapy makes a real difference. Never lose sight of that. Final advice. Stay curious, stay humble. Always put the patient at the center. Follow that North Star. Build a career and a life of purpose. The future isn't a bag of samples or a glossy brochure. It's in your mind, your character, your partnership in health. Now go build that future. I have full faith in you. The world is waiting.